All right, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. All right, it's the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. And this lesson right here is going to be a quick World War III update. As you know, or as you may know, because a lot of people don't really pay attention to current affairs and the news and everything like that. But to be honest, I really didn't start getting into the news and current affairs and stuff like that centers around that, all that type of stuff until I actually got in the truth, you know. Reading articles such as this one, staying abreast of the things that are going on in the Middle East, which does affect us. Okay, but anyway, this is a article from CNN, and it says what we know about the U.S. strikes in Iraq and Syria. Now, as you know, as you may know, it's been heating up. It's been heating up in the Middle East, man. Jordan attack. They was attacking Jordan. All right, and they're still, getting their get back from that, and that happened last month. So, hey, man, this war is, it's heating up, and it's prophecy. It's all prophecy. All right, the Lord, and that's what makes the Lord's word, true. And like the scriptures say, any other book can't hold a candle to the scriptures, which I'm gonna get that later. But this is CNN. What we know about the U.S. strikes in Iraq and Syria, and this came out today. The United States on Friday conducted major airstrikes on dozens of targets across Iraq and Syria in retaliation for a drone attack in Jordan last month that killed 3 U.S. troops. The strikes were larger in number and scale than previous ones backed since October, when Iran-backed or Persian-backed armed groups began attacking U.S. forces across the region in protest of Israel's war in Gaza. Now, this is so prolific. It might sound like a broken record, but it's prophecy. All right, these words are living water. So, of course, we might go over the same things over and over and over and over again, but it doesn't take any validity from it, because these are the Lord's words. All right. With the U.S. warning of more strikes to follow, here's what we know. What triggered the strikes? The U.S. Strikes were in response to a drone attack by Iran-backed militants on a U.S. military outpost in Jordan on January 28th, which killed 3 U.S. service members and wounded more than 40 others. The attack marked the worst loss of U.S. military life in the region in nearly 3 years and the first U.S. military fatality since the war in Gaza erupted. U.S. President Joe Biden at the time vowed to hold all these responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing. So, he's just a puppet, but we know that the Lord is working on the minds of people, all right, and especially in the Middle East, because it has a separate, destruction laid out for it, placed to the side, okay, because the Lord has the 4 angels in the river Euphrates that are holding back the 4 winds of destruction, but at the same time he's using them to work on the minds of these military leaders, all right, the elites as well, because the elites are on top of everything. They're in charge of everything, but their minions or their angels, which is their military, is their sword. So it's a trickle down effect, and then the elites give the order to the general and whatever the hierarchy goes. All right, and that's how things happen. All right, so that what and where did the U.S. hit? The U.S. said the attack lasted 30 minutes, hitting 85 targets across 7 locations in Iraq and Syria. The White House said aircraft, including B-1 bombers, were used in the operation. More than 125 precision-guided munitions were fired, the White House said, adding that the strikes were successful. The U.S. strikes killed at least 16 people in Iraq, aka Babylon, formerly known as Babylon the Great, Babylon. Babylon the Great is over here in America, including civilians, and injured 25 others, the Iraqi government said Friday. The attacks hit areas close to the border with Syria and targeted facilities used by Iranian-linked al-Hashad al-Shabaab, or popular mobilization units, in the Iraq city of Al-Qam, Iraqi officials said. Okay, so hey, this thing is heating up, and every day there's something happening. There's back and forth, strikes, retaliatory strikes, so to say. What has the reaction been? Iraq and Syria condemned the U.S. attack as infringements on their sovereignty that risk fueling regional conflict. The Syrian Foreign Ministry said it condemns this blatant American violation, adding that it categorically rejects all the pretexts and lies promoted by the American administration to justify this attack. Syria also warned that the U.S. attack could fuel the conflict in the Middle East in a very dangerous way. So there you go. All right. Hey, this thing is heating up. So let's get some scriptures. And first, because the scriptures talk about Syria. And, hey, this is one of my favorite scriptures to go to. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel 38. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So Russia, that landmass known as Russia. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So this is war talk, war regalia, warfare. So that's how you know that it's actually talking about war. All right. Persia, aka Iran. All right. Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, all right, and Turkey and Tergama. All right, and all of his bands, the house of Tergama and the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So, and that includes Syria, but it name drops Persia, aka Iran, and Libya and Ethiopia, which and that's the Lord's cold with it, because he still had it to where they have their biblical their names that they're called in the Bible. Some of those land masses still carry that name, i.e. Ethiopia and Libya. All right. So let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring this Isaiah out because, hey, this is the words of the Lord, man. Isaiah 34:16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. Okay, for my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. So, this Bible is living water, living words. Okay, carried by the Ruach Wadash, which is a group of angels which work on the minds of people who are meant to get it and who are not to get it. Okay, so that's why this book is the most sought after book, the most controversial book, and hey, you won't be able to read it unless you have the goggles on, unless you have the Ruach Wadash, the Holy Spirit, man, to be able to decipher this thing. All right. Joel 3:1, for behold, in those days and in that time I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So, the Lord's, he said that his Salakia, he's going to gather all the nations into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and that's where the big shebang is going to be headquartered in. Okay, of course, America, Babylon the Great is going to get totally destroyed. Canada with it, all that. But the Middle East has a separate, set aside so-called destruction. Okay, and that's what this is leading to, man. All right, and this is the last one. I don't want to make this too long. The book of Revelation 11, of course. Verse 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. So when you go to the scriptures, you read about the first World War in Revelation 9, and it doesn't really speak about World War II. But then right here, it's talking about, World War II. Right, it came, and there's one more. All right, and that's what brothers are watching, for this third world war, because it's so important, because it fits prophecy, and it has to happen before Yahushua returns and before we get placed back in the homeland. All right, so that's it. Lord Williams edifying, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom.